NBC Sports presents the best of the National Football League, the American Football Conference. Today from Oakland Alameda County Stadium, it's the Denver Broncos versus the Oakland Raiders. Today's game is brought to you by the new Chrysler Corporation. For 1982, Chrysler has the cars, the quality, and the prices America needs. By Anheuser-Busch St. Louis, Brewers of Michelob. Put a little weekend in your week. By Exxon, we're Exxon, working on energy for you. And by Radio Shack, a Tandy Company, your nationwide supermarket of sound. Hello, everybody. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson. The Denver Broncos, their record is 3-1. Their Oakland Raiders, their record is 2-2. And already Kansas City has lost today, so their record is 3-2 as things tighten up in the West.
And that would mean if San Diego would happen to lose, could be a four-way tie if the Oakland Raiders can defeat the Denver Broncos.
Number 83 is Wade Manning as the Broncos won the toss. They'll be receiving. Chris Barr will kick off. A warm, sunny afternoon, taken 4 yards deep in the end zone. It will be down at that point, and so the Broncos will start from their own 20-yard line. Let's look at the offensive set, and the man that is on a roll, and that is Craig Morton, the quarterback, and what he has been doing the last 2 weeks. It will be Dave Preston and Rick Peros as the two running backs. The receivers, Steve Watson has been the main man as you look now at the backfield. But don't forget, there's Haven Moses and Riley Odoms, the tight end. The offensive line for the Broncos, underrated, much better than statistics show. They have been giving Morton all kinds of protection. So Denver goes to work, first down. Rick Peros. Defense is there. They'll pick up maybe a yard on the play. And we'll look now at the defense of the Oakland Raiders with Matuzak, Robinson, and Browning as the front three. And the linebackers, Hendricks, McClanahan, Millen, and Martin. And that secondary of Hayes, Osteen, McKinney, and Owens.
Charlie, on that very first play, Denver came in with two tight ends. Egloff, the number 2 tight end, along with Riley Odoms, trying to get outside. They had just one back in the backfield.
And now the remaining back is Dave Preston as they continue to make their offensive switches. Second down and 9. Morton to throw. And he has the first down at the 31-yard line. As he picks up 10, he needed 9. He goes to Riley Odoms, the tight end.
That's completely Riley Odoms.
And Martin last week against San Diego completing 17 of 18.
2 tight ends in the ball game, just one back. Big Ted Hendricks coming in, a good block by the back. The ball is thrown on. It is received by Riley Odoms, but Riley Odoms did leave the ball game. Could be that he just had the wind knocked out of him.
So now Ron Egloff and Jim Wright are the 2 tight ends, and Tony Reed is in the backfield. And Tony Reed gets the call to the 35. He has 4. It'll be second down and 6 as Randy McClanahan, the inside left linebacker, makes the tackle.
Taking a look at both of these football teams defensively, they're both playing exceptionally well. Denver is ranked number 1 in the American Football Conference, and Oakland, although they've had their problems moving the football and scoring, they're playing defense very well. They're ranked 4th.
Oakland has given up a lot of yardage, but they have not given up a lot of points. Only 45 thus far on the year. Jim Wright is in the backfield. He's a tight end. He's there to block. The pitch goes to Preston, and he squirms close to the 40.
Dave Preston, the ball carrier.
Matt Millen makes the tackle, a gain of 5. It'll be third down and 1. We're having a bit of microphone trouble, so we'll get that all squared away. Third down and 1. So the first key play of the ball game for the Denver Broncos. No score. And it is a first down for Denver as Dave Preston Preston goes to the 43-yard line. Johnny Robinson, the rookie middle guard from Louisiana Tech, makes the tackle.
At the 43.
Ted Hendricks, Charlie, is a big key in that defensive unit. Number 83 for the Oakland Raiders. And I say that because he is kind of a freelance player out there. They turn him loose, and he can blitz at any time from any spot on either side of that defensive line that he wants to. And what he wants to do is isolate himself on a back, because they feel that if a back has to block Ted Hendricks all afternoon, it's going to be a tough job.
Egloff, the tight end, is on the right wing. He goes in motion, comes back and blocks inside as Tony Reed is the ball carrier.
Tony Reed carries
To the 49-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. So Denver has continued to move on the first down situations that they have faced. Only on the first one from the 20 did they pick up a yard, and since then they've been in that 4 to 6 yard range, which means that they can play anything they want to as far as the offensive game is concerned, and the defense has to read both run and pass.
Well, you take a look at Danny Reeves, the head coach, who's sending in the plays, and it makes his job a lot easier on 2nd down if you've only got 4 or 5 yards to go. Once again, 2 tight ends in the ball game.
Morton to throw, has pressure. He is now 2 for 2. Pass is complete to Tony Reed. And Reed fights his way to the Oakland 41-yard line. He has a first down. That is the 3rd first down in the drive. Otis McKinney makes the tackle, and the Broncos continue to move offensively.
And
first down, Denver at the 40.
taking a look at the offenses of the two teams, as I said, Denver, and you said that Morton is on a hot roll.
Oh, yes.
Look what's going on. 995 yards total yards to 563 for the Oakland Raiders. And going into the season, everybody said, well, Oakland's got the offense. Denver has the defense, but not an offense.
Rick Barrows gets the call.
Rick Barrows.
38-yard line, a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 as McClanahan makes the stop. Morton, the last 2 ball games against Baltimore and San Diego, completing 80% of his passes.
Yes, and he threw 4 touchdown passes in each of those ball games. So he's hot. He really believes now, and he has a lot of confidence in this young receiver, Steve Watson, number 81.
And the last quarterback to throw 4 touchdowns in back-to-back games, my broadcasting partner, Lynn Dawson, in 1964. Morton has pressure, and he is sacked. First sack of the ball game.
Johnny Robinson making the sack.
He was looking
Johnny
to go.
Robinson
He was
got it.
looking to go deep to the man I was just talking about is number 81, Steve Watson. But the pressure was coming. Morton really had nowhere to go. You're taking a look at 68 is Robinson, 72 is Matuzak. Also 83 is coming back there, and that is Ted Hendricks. But eventually the protection breaks down and Morton is sacked. But that was a good pressure from all points of that Oakland defense.
Far side for Denver. Rick Upchurch making his first appearance since that knee strain in the first game of the season against Oakland, a shotgun set. 3rd and 17. Upchurch is open. He goes to it. And he overthrows it. He had a step on Osteen, the defender, just for a moment. McKinney was also dropping over on the coverage. So before down and 17, we'll bring it back, but it is good to see Rick Upchurch back in the lineup for Denver.
As a matter of fact, you and I were broadcasting. We were broadcasting that first ball game between Denver and Oakland. Upchurch caught a touchdown pass in that ball game, the only one of the game. That's the game that Denver won by the score of 9-7. Oakland Raiders are going to get a chance to go on offense now.
Luke Frustridge will be kicking. Ira Matthews is set for the return. .16-yard line, and then steps out of bounds after a 5-yard return at the 21. So early in the ball game as Dennis Smith was there for the kicking team. No score. We'll be back in a moment. The Denver Broncos taking the opening kickoff, but they have possession of the ball 6 minutes and 13 seconds, Lynn.
Yeah, and they're doing what they want to do is establish a running game. That's fairly evident. They came in with 2 tight ends. Oakland now has the football, and they are really concerned, talking to Al Davis, their managing partner, and they're concerned because they are not getting the ball in the end zone. They were shut out last week, the first time in 217 ball games.
right, so let's see what the offense can do for the Oakland Raiders, which is, interestingly enough, becoming their question mark, as defensively Randy Gradishar is there. And now we'll look at the offense of the Oakland Raiders with Jim Plunkett at quarterback. Kenny King and Derek Jensen are the 2 running backs. The receivers are Cliff Branch, Morris Bradshaw, and Raymond Chester. And that offensive line, the only unit of the Raiders that has not had injuries. Shell, Upshaw, Dalby, Marvin, and Lawrence. A loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Kenny King, sweep right side, and he'll pick up maybe 2 yards before Swinson cuts him down. So Plunkett now will have to go to the air, and this is the defense that he'll be going against. It'll be Chavis, Carter, and Jones, the front 3, although we'll see Boyd in there also. Swinson, Evans, Gradishar, and Jackson, the linebackers, and Wright, Kyle, Thompson, and Foley in the secondary.
I think what Oakland found out on the first 2 plays, you have a very difficult time running sideways against this Denver football team because they're a swarming type of a defensive unit.
3rd down and 9. Blitz is coming. Sack is there. Rulon Jones got the sack, and that is his 6th of the year. So the sacks are even on each side. 1 for the Raiders, now 1 for the Broncos.
Do you think that Rulon Jones, number 75, is pumped up? He is really fired up. Plunkett going back. There is a stunt, and here comes Jones straight up the middle. His man did not handle him, and he gets to the quarterback. It was just a game between the defensive end who switched his position. Instead of running outside the offensive tackle, he came on up the middle and got the sack.
And here's the leading punter in the NFL, Ray Guy. His average is 50.8 yards per kick. And this is another beauty. Manning backpedals. Takes it at the 29-yard line. To the 40, 45. To the 49-yard line. So he has 20 yards on the return. A punt of 61 yards by Ray Guy. No score, 6:52 left to go. First quarter. We'll be back. A sunny afternoon in Oakland, California. No score, 6:52 left to go. First quarter, the Oakland Raiders, the Denver Broncos. Broncos ball at the 50-yard line. And the defense is there, maybe a half yard, and it was Dave Browning who brought him down. Check on the scoreboard, Lem.
All right, Kansas City lost, New England 33, Kansas City 17. That's a final. In the 4th quarter, Buffalo leading Baltimore 23-17. Final, St. Louis defeated Dallas 20-17, a big upset.
Oh, yes.
4th quarter, Minnesota leading Chicago 24-21.
2nd down and 9. No score here between Oakland and Denver. Morton to throw. He's hit 2 of 3. Screen. It's there. Complete. Preston first down. And he rolls to the 32-yard line. A gain of 17. Rod Martin makes the tackle.
That was a screen pass up the middle, executed very, very well by the offensive line. You can see they're letting them come in. They're turning loose the defensive line. 68 is Robinson. They let him go. Good blocks downfield. The center, number 64, is Billy Bryant. He's getting down there, right there, getting in front of his man for a block. Preston picking up good yardage in the first down and an excellent field position for the Denver Broncos.
And Riley Odo's back in at tight end. Peros gets the call. Sets 1 tackle and dives for about 4 yards on the play, maybe 5 as Browning pulls him down.
Taking a look at the scoreboard of final, San Francisco defeating Washington 30-17. Washington yet to win. And a final, Green Bay defeating the Giants 27-14. 3rd quarter, Houston leading Cincinnati 14-10. Pittsburgh in the 3rd quarter leading New Orleans 13-3. No score here between Oakland and Denver.
Rick Peros and Tony Reed in the backfield. 2nd down 5. Play action. Pressure. Sack. Oakland has their 2nd sack. And Rod Martin got it. He went right over Tom Glassick.
Morton did not have a chance. He's got his back to the linebacker, and you can see the guard 62 Tom Glassick seeing the linebacker blitzing, but he saw him much too late.
He was looking inside. He was coming outside.
But Morton found him.
Yes.
Or
What do you
he,
say?
or he found him.
When you were playing and you had been sacked and that had happened, what do you say to your offensive line?
Well, you don't say anything. Generally, the offensive linemen say, hey, Craig, way to pick up that linebacker.
Yeah.
Well, try to get rid of the ball before you pick him up the next time.
3rd down and 13. Upchurch in as a wide receiver. Morton stands, throws, incomplete. Going to Steve Watson. And the MW connection, Morton to Watson, has been what has paid off the last 2 ball games. But it'll be 4th and 13.
I believe that Morton's vision was impaired because he threw behind number 81, Steve Watson. Watson going to be coming right across the middle. The ball is thrown way behind him, and right there, as you can see. And the reason it was thrown behind is because Morton's vision was impaired and he couldn't see him that well.
Luke Prestridge with a 41.5-yard average will be kicking. He'll be going for the corner. A 10-man rush. And he is decked and the flag goes down. The ball goes into the end zone for the touchback, but you can forget that. It will be roughing the kicker. It will go against Oakland. And Denver will have an automatic first down.
The way that ball came off, it looked like it was almost blocked because it came off end over end. Number 46, Todd Christensen, is the one who's hanging his head. And here you're taking a look at the replay.
The rule reads if you touch the ball, then you can run into the kicker.
He definitely was run into.
But it's automatic. Here's the call.
Personal foul, running in the kicker, 5 yards, first down.
Jim Tunney, the referee.
That's where it really hurts because they get an automatic first down. The ball is still in very good field position for the Denver Broncos, and if they get it, I'd say if they get a first down, they're definitely in field goal range.
Which has not been an advantage for either Denver or Oakland, as both Chris Barr and Fred Steinfort are off to shaky starts. Oakland 31, first down, no score. Dave Preston. Broncos continue to stay on the ground, even with the fact that Morton has been so hot throwing the last 2 ball games.
Yes, but you've noticed that they have a great deal of respect for Oakland's pass rush. Morton has been sacked, and he's also been pressured when he did go back to throw. And you can see, too, that they're running basically straight ahead at this 3-man front. Try to get a man on the linebacker. I'll find a little seam or a little hole there where the back can pick up 4 or 5 yards. They've got 2 tight ends in the ball game, just 1 running back.
2nd and 7, a passing down. Morton to throw.
Plenty of time.
All kinds of time, and then a sack. That is the 3rd sack for the Oakland Raiders. Matt Millen picks up this one. So Millen, Robinson, and Martin each have a sack.
See, Big Ted Hendricks is working over the tight end, number 85, Egloff. You're allowed to chuck that man within a 5-yard area. Ted is staying really close to him. Morton's back there. Actually had a lot of time to throw, but credit the defense of Oakland in the secondary with good coverage. Finally, Millen, number 55, does make the sack.
Glassick held him off, and as you said, Morton had time to throw, and Glassick cannot hold him out forever. 3rd and 11 from the shotgun. Incomplete. Underthrowing Steve Watson and overthrowing Tony Reed. So it'll be 4th down and 11.
See how quickly things can change. 17 of 18 last week, all the time in the world to throw. Men were open, and I know in talking to Morton yesterday, he has a great deal of confidence in this young receiver that he has, number 81, Steve Watson. But that's 2 passes in a row that he has thrown poorly.
Westbury turned to punt.
So Luke Matthews will be kicking. Ira Matthews is set for a possible return. He'll be going for the corner. Oakland will be pressuring again as they put 10 men on that line.
Bear in mind that Oakland offense has only been in for 3 plays.
Does not make the corner. We'll have the touchback. 32-yard kick will bring it out to the 20-yard line. So with just under 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter, we have no score. We'll be back in a moment. Here is the crowd. It is not a sellout crowd here. Oakland's second time on offense in their first offensive possession. A minus 11 yards.
They had the ball 3 downs with just 2:51 remaining in this first quarter.
Pass is high, but pulled down by Cliff Branch. First down, Raiders. 33-yard line.
They had no success the first time they had the ball trying to run with it. So right away, Plunkett going back to throw, and he's getting pressured. You see that coming, Barney Shavis, 79, coming up the middle, but a good catch by number 21, Cliff Branch. I think they're going to have to throw the ball on this Denver football team if they're going to move it.
First down, Oakland. Their first down of the ball game. Kenny Key, 40-yard line. He picks up 7. So it'll be second and 3. Steve Foley makes the tackle. So first down, they get 10. First down, they get 7.
Taking a look at 78 is Art Shell getting a good block on Randy Gradishar, and King 33 jumping to the outside and picking up good yardage. Just got through saying that they're going to have to throw the ball to move it on. I really believe that. What happened that last time is they took Raymond Chester, lined him up on the right side, and then moved him over to the left side. The reason for that is because Denver has a strong and a weak side linebacker. They want to put him on number 57, Jackson.
Dennis Smith checks into the secondary. Derek
Jensen stopped at the line of scrimmage.
They'll give him a yard to the 41. It'll be third down and a couple. Next Sunday, join host Brian Gumbel for NFL 81. With all of the highlight scores and late breaking news from all of the games. Then regional NFL action featuring 2 long-term rivalries as the Browns meet the Steelers and the Raiders take on the Chiefs in Kansas City. So check your local listing for the game and time in your area. That's next Sunday. It all starts with NFL 81. Third down 2.
Left tackle move before the ball was snapped. That'll be an automatic 5 yards against the Oakland Raiders.
So it will be third down and 7.
That is the reason they blew the whistle and stopped the play before it started. Had a defensive man jumped off sides, they would have continued the play. Oh, there it is. No, I was blaming Art Shell. It is on number 63, Gene Upshaw, who moved before the snap.
Upshaw playing in his 207th consecutive game.
That is, to me, amazing that he has started every game since he put on that silver and black uniform. Never missed a starting snap.
And he's been a captain for 9 consecutive years. So it's third down 7. Pressure. And the second sack of the ball game for the Denver Broncos. Louis Wright got this one. So the Broncos have 2 sacks. The Raiders have 3. And we're still in the first quarter.
Number 20, Louis Wright, is a cornerback, and very seldom you see a cornerback going after a quarterback. Plunkett had no idea. He could feel that somebody was coming after him. He didn't see him, but he could feel that pressure. Number 20, Louis Wright, with the sack, putting the Oakland Raiders once again in punting formation. The last time that Ray Guy kicked, he kicked it 61 yards.
Fourth down and 18. So the first two offensive possessions, the net yardage for Oakland is now -6. Wade Manning takes it at the 31. Slips and falls and is covered immediately. He'll get 4 yards on the return to the 35-yard line. A 44-yard kick by Ray Guy. No score, 15 seconds left. First quarter. We'll be back in a moment with the Broncos on offense. In the first quarter at Anaheim Stadium, the Rams are leading Cleveland 7-3.
Yes, but Cleveland, they are the cardiac kids. They don't get things going till the fourth quarter.
And the Rams are once again embroiled in controversy throughout this whole season. Here we have no score. This could be the final play of the first quarter as Preston hits the car. And he has 4 yards to the 39. It'll be second down 6. Dave Browning makes the tackle. And with that play, time will run out in the first period. So we have put 1 in the books. And we have 3 to go, but we have no score. It is Denver nothing and Oakland nothing. We'll be back for the second quarter in just a moment. In in the first quarter as Al Davis looks on. Time of possession 10.5 minutes for Denver, 4.5 minutes for Oakland. Oakland with 1 first down and Denver with 5. Those are the 2 key numbers. Second down and 6. Broncos at their own 39-yard line. Dave Preston. And he is collared at the 40, comes down at the 41. A gain of 2, so it'll be third down and 4 as Otis McKinney makes the tackle. Now for an update. Let's go to New York City and Bryant Gumbel. Bryant?
Okay, Charlie, in Minnesota, the Bears have missed a chance to go to overtime against the Vikings. 1 second left. Hans Nielsen pulls it left from 26 yards out. The Vikings turn back the Bears 24-21. Bears haven't won in Bloomington since '71. Charlie?
All right, thank you, Brian. It is too early here to foresee an overtime. But if they did right now, it'd be a 0-0 overtime. We're in the opening moments of the second quarter with no score.
And once again, Morton faced with a passing situation.
3rd and 4. He's got pressure, gets it off, and he goes to Watson. Steve Watson. The fumble came after he was down. That is a rule book call. If he has possession when he hits the ground, it is jarred loose. Usually when his elbow hits the ground, the play is dead at that point.
Number 44, Burgess Owens, was pleading his case, but to no avail. It's going to be a first down for the Denver Broncos. And actually, when Watson made that reception, he had both arms around that football because he knew he was running through traffic in the middle of that field. He knew he was going to get hit.
He picked up 11 yards on the play. He comes out for a breather, and Upchurch comes in. First down at the Oakland 48. Play action. Morton throws, going to his second receiver, the tight end, Riley Odoms. First down at the 31-yard line, a gain of 17 as Matt Millen and Rod Martin were there.
That time Morton had a lot of time to throw. He was looking for Upchurch on the right side. You'll see him pump to Upchurch, trying to work on Lester Hayes, but that big hand that Tuzak came up, he knew where his men were. That's the thing about a good quarterback. He doesn't worry about the offensive receivers because he knows where they're supposed to be. And he went from one man, Upchurch, who was not open, right away to Riley Odoms. He was open. He got him the football.
31-yard line, first down. Rick Peros will mark it for no gain, so it'll be second down and 10 as Rod Martin and Ted Hendricks were both there.
Also that time, number 57, Randy McClanahan, was shooting. He was about 3 yards deep in the backfield. He didn't make the tackle, but he disrupted things that the back had absolutely no place to go.
2 tight ends will be in the ball game. The remaining back is Dave Preston. The draw does not fool anybody as Preston is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage where Johnny Robinson brings him down. It'll be third down and still 9 to go, 9.5 in that neighborhood.
Draw play, and he was looking to go outside. As you can see, the job of the receivers is to take off and run downfield as fast as you can for about 20 yards to get that defensive back away from the line of scrimmage. And you can see right there that number 81 Watson had his man. His man, the defensive man, was glued to him, so he couldn't be looking in the backfield.
Shotgun set. Pressure and a sack. For the Raiders, that is their 4th sack of the ball game as Cedric Hardman got this one. Studdard and Preston both had a shot at him, but Hardman just came right after him.
86 is Cedric Hardman. Number 75 is Howard Long. Both of them back there. And Cedric Hardman has been around a number of years, and they put him in passing situations, and he really does an outstanding job. Cedric
Pressure is to kick.
His 12th year. He still can go after that quarterback.
Oh, yes. 4th and 22. For the corner. Matthews. The ball did not. He was trying after he bounced it a couple times to get it out of bounds with him, but it stayed in bounds, then it was kicked out. So Oakland will have possession. We've got 10 minutes, 52 seconds left to go in the first half. We'll be back.
Follow the bouncing ball next Sunday on NBC Sports.
It's Green Bay 27.
This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson, scoreless ball game. Oakland from their own 20-yard line. The Raiders have not been able to generate any kind of an offense. The Broncos have moved the ball, but in the Raiders' hole. Kenny King goes out of bounds. They'll give him a yard to the 21. Steve Foley was there for the defense. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Steve Foley had him zeroed in all the way, and Steve Foley making the switch from that cornerback position to the safety position last year really has adapted himself to that position. Last week was a big week for Steve Foley. He had 3 interceptions.
And he is also growing a beard. That was after the loss to Seattle, right? When you get down like that, you're disappointed, and it's hard to shave.
Well, I'll tell you, Oakland, a lot of their players will be growing a beard if they don't get some offense going because they don't want anybody to recognize them.
Derek Jensen.
That's Derek Jensen carrying.
He'll get 4 yards.
It's not surprising they go to the left side. 78 Art Shell, 63 Gene Upshaw making a block on 53 of Denver. Randy Gradishaw knocking him back. That's the Oakland Raiders. That's their type of football. Moving the people off that line of scrimmage and picking up 4 and 5 yards at a crack.
Third down and 5. Bucket is tied. Pass is complete to Kenny King. 27-yard line. He'll pick up only a couple. It'll be 4th down and 3 as Tom Jackson was there.
Well, that time Kenny King made a mistake you shouldn't make. He made the reception but didn't get deep enough. Here it is, first quarter score. The Jets leading Miami 14-7.
Well, the Jets found out what it was to win last week.
Always play well against the
they do
Miami Dolphins.
Particularly in Miami.
Touchdown pass. Richard Todd has thrown 2 of them. One to Barkham, one to Wesley Walker.
Ray Guy will be kicking to Wade Manning.
Oh,
terrible kick.
Sure that was Ray Guy?
Boy, we should save the tape replay of that. You will never see that more than once every 10 years.
He is human.
Woo, 29 yards, and this is the man who leads the NFL in kicking. We'll be back in a moment. In case you joined us late, not a lot has happened offensively, but a lot has happened defensively. We've had a total of 6 sacks in the ball game. The Raiders have 4, and the Broncos defense has 2. Odom's in motion, throws to Riley. 48-yard line of Oakland. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Charlie, they changed their strategy a little bit now. Prior to that first down, Denver had 10 first down plays. 9 of them they ran with the football, 1 they passed. Now they come out in this series in the first down situation. They threw the football to their tight end Riley Odoms.
As you mentioned in the first quarter that Denver is establishing the running game. What effect does establishing the running game do to the defense?
Well, it makes them think about staying near that line of scrimmage, and there's an area between the linebackers and the defensive backs where you can throw.
First down. Preston with yardage to spare.
When you're running with the football, that gets the linebackers and the defensive line up toward the line of scrimmage, getting an opportunity to throw. And there is number 46, Dave Preston. He is an all-purpose type of back, Charlie. He does everything real well. He runs very hard. Now, he is a type of runner. He makes a decision like right here. Now he's going straight upfield. He's not going to avoid a lot of people. Now he knows that the contact is coming. Burgess Owens is a hard hitter.
And he does slow down a step when he saw Big Burgess coming.
Well, Preston is also a fine pass receiver.
First down, 39-yard line. Harrell near the 30-yard line. He'll go for a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1 as Johnny Robinson was there and Burgess Owens was there again.
Ball at the 31. Gain of 8.
You see the running backs are coming in with the plays. Preston is back in the ball game, giving Morton play that's coming from Dan Reeves, the head football coach of the Denver Broncos.
They mark it at 31, so it is second down and 2. This is a quarterback's delight.
You bet it is. This is a good time for a play pass, but they got a big hole.
And the first down at the 25-yard line as Preston once again does it. He picks up 6. Matt Millen makes the tackle.
46 is Dave Preston, straight ahead. Now he sees the hole is there. He's going to get all that he possibly can, and he knows he's going to take a lick down there because there are 3 Oakland Raider defensive men ready to greet him.
We talk about the left side of that Oakland line. What about the left side of the Bronco line? He's running behind Dave Stunnard and Tom Glassett. Perilous tried to jump to the outside. Ted Hendricks was there. Came back inside. Has a couple of yards. They'll mark it at the 24, so he goes for 1. It'll be second down and 9. So we look now for Morton to throw. The Broncos have been casually accused of lingering in the huddle, and that is by when they make so many substitutions, is that they'll sometimes have 12 or 13 men in the huddle, and then somebody leaves late. We'll talk about that rule change that was brought back in a game that Lynn was playing in. Play action. Oh, perfect pass to Tony Reed.
Morton's pass complete to Tony Reed.
Just showing the touch of Craig Morton. Burgess Owens makes the tackle.
Now that is touch, and Morton has it. Because when he has the opportunity to take a look downfield and have a man open, here it is, 32 is Cannon. Now he's got his linebacker beat. You can see Martin sees him now. That's his man. Owens, number 44, is coming over, trying to get there in time, but what Morton did is drop it right over the linebacker and in front of the safety. Fine pass by Craig.
Oakland 12-yard line, first down. Harrell.
Rick Harrell.
He goes to the 7. So he'll pick up about 5. It'll be second down 5 as Matuzak makes the tackle.
You see what Denver is doing. They're running straight ahead. They're not going sideways. They're getting to that line of scrimmage, getting to the holes that the linemen are creating and picking up good yardage. 4 and 5 yards on first down, which is good in the play calling department because it makes this call a little easier.
He has about 3 on the play. Otis McKinney was there for the defense.
Naturally, down near that goal line, it gets a little more difficult to run with that football because the defense is going to be stacking up at the line of scrimmage. Taking a look at Tom Flores, the dark shirt, head football coach of the Oakland Raiders. And he knows that his defense has been on that field much, much too long.
4-yard line, third down and 2. Preston into the end zone. Dave Preston scores the touchdown. A 55-yard drive in 9 plays, and the Broncos are out in front.
Good hard running by number 46, Dave Preston. It looked like he could have been tackled near the line of scrimmage. Floating along, looking for the hole. Once he sees it, good blocking up front by number 60, Paul Howard. Made a fine block. Now he's just determined to get into the end zone.
4:47 left to go, second quarter. Now the extra point attempt by Steinfurt. And it is good. So the Broncos open the scoring. They are out in front 7-0 with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left to go. Second quarter. We'll be back with the kickoff. Next Saturday, NBC Sports World returns for the fall season. October will be a great month on Sports World, featuring the exciting Las Vegas Grand Prix and outstanding boxing action. So tune in to NBC next Saturday at 4 Eastern Time for the return of Sports World. Here is the kickoff of the return of the Oakland Raiders. And they have excellent field position.
Jim Ryan making the stop at the 40.
This is a lot more determination by this Oakland Raider football team. Coming straight up the field is good blocking, a good hole there, and running with great determination. Now, for the Oakland Raiders, they haven't done anything offensively. They have 1 first down so far in this ball game. Denver has 11 first downs. And more importantly, Denver has a 7-0 lead.
Oakland from their own 40-yard line. The return by the rookie from Auburn, Chester Willis. Plunkett has all the time in the world, and it's complete. Derek Jensen. 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 3 as Larry Evans makes the tackle.
Larry Evans made the stop for Denver.
There's the touchdown drive of 55 yards in 9 plays. And again, the Broncos controlling the clock.
They're doing to Oakland what Oakland generally does to other teams, and that's take that ball and stuff it right down your throat and maintain possession of football and eat up the clock.
2nd down and 3. The second back through is Kenny King. And he leads at the first down markers, and I believe has it. They're going to mark it at the Denver, close to the Denver 49-yard line, and that should carry a first down with it. Jim Ryan, now in on defense, is the man who stopped him. The defense of the Broncos and the offense of the Raiders both have to be well rested. Check on the scoreboard, Lynn.
In the 4th quarter, Houston leading Cincinnati by the score of 14-10. For Houston, they have looked miserable in the last couple of weeks. Pittsburgh in the 4th quarter way ahead of New Orleans 20-6.
Seattle, San Diego, that game is scoreless in the first half. Plunkett throws, pass is complete. Derek Ramsey is the man on the receiving end. Larry Evans brought him down.
2 first downs, 2 passes by the Oakland Raiders. They haven't been getting the job done putting the ball on the ground on first down. Well, they'd only had 1 first down coming into this drive. Now it's a 2nd down, a situation with 2 yards or less to go. Those are kind of possession passes. They're pretty high percentage passes. Quarterback should complete most of those.
Derek Jensen jumping to the outside. Well, flag goes down. A flag is dropped late at the 40-yard line. Gradishar and Latimer were there for the Broncos.
Taking a look, going straight ahead. Not much there. Good defensive play by Denver. But the flag is going to go against the Denver Broncos. It's going to be a big one, too. 15-yard penalty.
Here's the call from the official.
Personal foul, number 72, unnecessary roughness. First down.
Unnecessary roughness on Don Latimer, number 72.
Well, it's all unnecessary roughness out there according to the ball carrier, but you can see right there that he's letting his emotions get carried away with him, and he shouldn't do that because right now Oakland has excellent field position.
At the Denver 25-yard line, 2:39 left to go first half. Plunkett's pass is complete. 84 is Derek Ramsey. Swinson and Gradishar for the defense.
Now that's Rulon Jones, number 75. They're wanting to calm him down. No sense in losing your head out there because all it's going to do is cost your team. It already cost them 15 yards.
2nd down and 4 to 19. Two-minute warning, so we'll take a timeout. Denver out in front 7-0 with the Oakland Raiders. They have a drive underway. We'll be back for its conclusion in a moment. Jim Plunkett is having a perfect afternoon. 5 of 5 for 37 yards.
The only problem is they have no points.
So it is not that perfect. Lindsey Mason has replaced Art Schall at offensive tackle. This year, Plunkett has already thrown to 11 different receivers. And look at that, 2nd quarter. Seattle leading San Diego 7-3. Here Denver leads 7-0. Plunkett had a lot of pressure. He was waiting for Morris Bradshaw, but with that kind of pressure, he simply couldn't get the ball to him.
And Bradshaw was wide open. You can see
Rulon Jones,
number 75, yes, coming in. And he is an excellent pass rusher. And you can look at the determination going after the quarterback now. He gets right in Plunkett's face. Plunkett has to throw the ball falling backwards. And Rulon Jones making sure that he went all the way back. But Bradshaw was open, and if it hadn't been for the pass rush of that man, Rulon Jones, Plunkett probably would have completed his 6th in a row.
Bryson Manor replaces Jones on this down. 3rd down and 4. Kenny King turns the corner and has the first down. Listen to the crowd. They have something to cheer about.
This is a sweep. There isn't much there, but 33, Kenny King of the Oakland Raiders. He's pointing, but there isn't much there. Now he just has to lower his head.
Gain of 5 yards.
Get the legs moving to pick up the first down. That first down that they really needed.
And Derek Jensen with the key block. Plunkett drops this one off, swinging out of the backfield. Fumble. Scramble for the football at the 12-yard line, and the Broncos in the fumble recovery. Number 43, Steve Foley, who had 3 interceptions last week, comes up with a key fumble recovery to stop a Raider drive. 1:07 left to go at the turnover. The Broncos have the ball. We'll be back in a moment. And Lynn, here's what happened.
Number 51, watch linebacker Swinson right there, 51. Now he's going to strip him of the ball coming up right now. Bang. And he knows that. That isn't just by chance. He's trying to do that. A turnover, and a real big turnover for the Denver Broncos.
Denver from their own 12-yard line, 1:07 left to go in the first half.
They'll probably
Broncos lead 7-0.
Probably keep it on the ground.
Dave Preston. He has a quick 5 yards on the play. Today's telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Oakland Raiders and the National Football League is prohibited. Burgess Owens is the injured player. So while we have an official's timeout, a reminder that Tuesday night playoff fever hits the National League. The Dodgers against the Houston Astros in the division series. The best-of-5 battle for the National League West crown will start at 8 p.m. Eastern time right here on NBC, the home of great baseball. So that on the West Coast should be 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the mountain, and 7 in the central. You always say everything's on the east, right? Our whole world is controlled by New York City.
Charlie, something about turnovers. Turnovers are very, very important during the course of the season. Now, going into this ball game, for example, by turnovers, I mean interceptions or fumbles, the takeaways. And you're either on a plus or a minus. For Oakland coming into this game, they were 0. That is, they have taken the ball away from the other team as many times as they've given it up. Denver was +3. So they've taken it away 3 times more than they've given it up. Also, teams that win generally...
So they're now +4 with this fumble recovery at this point.
Dallas, until today, was undefeated.
Yes.
They were +14.
Ooh.
New England, before today, they hadn't won a ball game. They were -12. To give you an indication that it's a pretty good barometer as to why a team wins or loses and how important turnovers are.
Monty Jackson will be replacing Burgess Owens as he comes out, and we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is KOA TV, Channel 4 in Denver.
This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson, Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Denver out in front of Oakland 7-0 with 1:01 left to go in the second quarter. Dave Preston scoring the only touchdown from 4 yards out. The Broncos on that drive 55 yards in 9 plays. Preston in 9 carries has 39 yards rushing in the first half. And Dave gets the call again as the Broncos will be content simply to work on the clock here.
Oakland calling timeout, wanting one more opportunity with that football.
And which they could possibly have.
They'll get it if they can stop them on this down.
Broncos, and the preceding announcement is furnished as a public service by the National Football League. Boy, Brian is fast becoming one of the outstanding centers in the National Football League. He may be the premier center right now. 3rd down and 4. Harrell is stopped. Rod Martin is the man who stopped him.
Timeout by Oakland, 49 seconds remaining. It's 4th down, so they will get the football back.
And Ira Matthews, number 43, could be the man of the moment for the Oakland Raiders, as they will need field position. They still have 1 timeout remaining. Is that correct? They have no timeouts remaining.
They took one earlier, I believe.
All right, so Ira not only has to have a good return, it would help if he'd get out of bounds.
It'll stop the clock when he gets tackled. It would help if he gets in the end zone.
That would help even more. But they will start the clock when the ball is marked ready for play and not on the snap. And at this point, 49 seconds to work with. Every 2 or 3 seconds helps.
You know, Burgess Owens leaving the ball game. They're playing with with a hyperextended knee, and he's jogging up and down the sidelines, and they say he probably will be back in the game, but they're playing with 43 men on the roster instead of 45. And they have 5 players from that Super Bowl team,
5 starters
that are not in uniform today.
Kinlaw, Nelson, Davis, Chandler, and Van Eagle. Good catch. Taken at the 39-yard line, and excellent coverage, only 2 yards on the return to the 41, as Jim Ryan was down very quickly.
2-yard return.
So Oakland from their own 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Dennis Smith was also there. 59 yards away from the end zone.
40 seconds to go in the first half. No timeouts remaining.
Bradshaw wide to the near side. Branch is wide to the far side. Pass is complete. It is a 1st down. Going for the sideline is Derek Jensen, and he does. He is out of bounds at the Denver 40. He picks up 19 yards, and just as important, he stops the clock with 32 seconds, taking Billy Thompson and Gradishar with him.
Good protection for Jim Plunkett, and he gets the ball out to number 31, Derek Jensen, and he breaks the tackle right there. Now it's the sidelines. He's going to get as much as he possibly can, then get out of bounds. That entire play took just 8 seconds. And they're on the 40-yard line.
Plunkett in a scramble. This may have been a call play as quickly, but he has to get out of bounds, and he doesn't. He picked up 8 or 9. It may have been a call quarterback draw. He didn't look that long. Aaron Kyle made the tackle. He had called 2 plays in the huddle. 14 and counting. Time remaining. First half. He'll throw it away. And a flag is down. 2 flags are dropped. Was that a call quarterback draw?
No, I don't believe it was. I think he was just scrambling. Maybe
he didn't take a lot of time to look, though.
He was probably looking for one particular man, and he wasn't open.
84 offense.
Derek Ramsey jumped the gun. Clock is stopped now with 9 seconds.
I don't believe it was called, because ordinarily if they called with a quarterback running with a football, there would have been somebody leading the interference for him. And there,
I thought possibly again, you know.
I think what he did, he knew he had no timeouts left, and he didn't have time to get
both
sacked
81 and 84. Still 2nd down.
Pittsburgh a final, defeating New Orleans 20-6. So the Steelers are coming back.
2nd and 7 at the 37. 5 on the pattern. Far side, incomplete with 4 seconds. Going to Kenny King. 4 seconds left to go in the first half. And Chris Barr comes in. Barr has hit only 1 of 4 field goal attempts. The crowd reaction will underline that statistic. And the one that he hit was from 21 yards out.
I'm looking around. I do not see any wind. So this is going to be a large kick for Chris Barr.
On the 44, an attempt of 54 yards with Ray Guy holding. Now Guy is the 3rd quarterback. It could be a fake, and Guy could throw. Does it make it? Just short. Oh, ever so close from 54 yards away as the first half comes to a close with the score, the Denver Broncos 7 and the Oakland Raiders nothing. And what an interesting first half. Denver has generated all of the offense.
And once again, Oakland has not been able to put any points on the scoreboard. That is now 6 quarters in a row where they failed to put any points on the board. Last week against Detroit, they were shut out. You could tell by the expression of Chris Barr that he's not happy. Last week, he missed a fairly easy field goal attempt that would have at least got them 3 points against the Detroit Lions.
Not that bad an attempt, though, from 54 yards out. He was straight on, but a couple of yards short. We'll be back. Hello, everybody. Once again, this is Charlie Jones and Lynn Dawson. A sunny, gorgeous afternoon in the Bay Area. It is sunny so far for the Denver Broncos as they are leading the Oakland Raiders by a score of 7-0. And first, Lynn, let's take a look at some other scores around the National Football League.
Well, I'll tell you, the Cincinnati-Houston game, Houston leading Cincinnati by the score of 17-10. Not leading, that is a final score. That Houston won 14-10.
And Houston, by the way, has the 28th ranked offense in the National Football League. Maybe they're getting something going finally.
Well, maybe they were protecting Kenny Stabler because he was having a lot of problems the last few weeks with quarterback sacks.
All right, Pittsburgh defeating New Orleans. That's a final.
Well, and the Steelers are coming back. You know, after a terrible game against Miami, they've come back very, very strongly. Their offense is putting things together. Of course, New Orleans is not the strongest team in the National Football League.
I'm surprised about this, but it is the first half.
It's the first half, and in that, when Wendell Tyler has scored 2 touchdowns, one on a run, the other on a pass from quarterback Pat Hayden. Pastorini still waiting in the wings.
Yes, he is.
All right, Richard Todd has thrown 2 touchdown passes as the Jets leading Miami by the score of 14-7. That's in the second quarter.
All right, and here the score, the Denver Broncos 7 and the Oakland Raiders nothing. Only 1 touchdown in the first half. This 1981 National Football League game is brought to you by Schlitz, the Master Brewer's Brew. Just one taste and you'll know. Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer. By the new Chrysler Corporation. For 1982, Chrysler has the cars, the quality, and the prices America needs. By RCA Video Disc. Bring the magic home on RCA. And by IBM Office Products Division. This is Charlie Jones. Lynn Dawson will be back here with the second half kickoff. But right now, let's check out what else is going on in the National Football League today. We'll go to New York City and Brian Gumbel. Brian?
Okay, Charlie, thank you very much. Since we're aware some people may have broken away for local news, let's take a look at the highlights and the scores of Sunday number 5, and we'll do it from the top. Up in New England, a Patriots banner that hasn't been flying too high of late. Well, the Pats finally got into the win column. They beat the Chiefs 33-17. This was a big play. Matt Cavanaugh on 4th and 1, rolling in from 8 yards. Pats went in front 14-7 and never looked back. Meanwhile, the Colts lost their 4th straight. The Bills did them in for the 2nd time this year. Final was 23-17. Joe Cribbs played a big part in the win. He had 157 yards rushing. In St. Louis, the Cowboys let Tom Landry taste defeat for the first time this year. Beat them 20-17 on a Neil O'Donoghue field goal with just 23 seconds left. But this was a big score for the Cardinals. Great catch by Roy Green. The Washington Redskins continue to test futility. Walsh and the 49ers turned back the Redskins at RFK today. The final was 30-17. Defensive back Dwight Hicks had 2 scores. Look at this one. A fumble recovery. He goes 80 yards the other way. He also returned an interception 32 yards. 49ers beat the Skins 30-17. Ray Perkins had to look on New Jersey as the Giants tasted defeat for the 3rd time. Packers beat them 27-14. Lynn Dickey here throwing a touchdown was 1 of 2 today. He got this one into the arms of a familiar figure in a different uniform. Johnny Jefferson for his first NFC touchdown. Down in Houston, the Oilers have found a very dangerous way to score. You remember they beat the Rams with a kickoff return thanks to Willie Tullis. Well, today they beat the Bengals, beat them 17-10. This kickoff return by Carl Roach has helped the cause. Roaches taking it back 95 yards against the Bengals. Both teams now have a record of 3-2. Roaches, tight walks down the side. The last 10 yards, 95-yard return. Oilers a winner. And in New Orleans, the Pittsburgh Steelers and Chuck Noll locked horns against an old nemesis, Bum Phillips. But Bum no longer has the Oilers. Now he's got the Saints. That ain't good enough. Steelers a winner today over the Saints. Final 20-6. Okay, these scores also. This one too a final. Chicago a loser to Minnesota. Final there 24-21. Now these games still in progress. Los Angeles out in front of the Browns. That ball game nearing the half. Rams are out in front 14-3. The Jets in Miami are deadlocked at 14. That ball game too is nearing the half. It's late in the second period. The one you've been watching, Denver leads Oakland by a score of 7-0. Seattle trailing San Diego. That score stands at 10-7 in the second period, and Detroit leading Tampa Bay in the second. That one stands at 10-7. We'll be going back to Oakland for a second half of football. It's 7-0. We'll get to that right after a commercial break.
We're set for the second half kickoff. Fred Stein for the Denver Broncos will be kicking. Malcolm Barnwell and Chester Willis are the deep backs on the return. Broncos won the first half 7-0. Here's the rookie Chester Willis. A good return for Willis, and we will now look at the statistics of the first half.
I think you can say it's 2-1 almost, isn't it, Charlie? Taking a look at the statistics, time 1940 for Broncos, 10-20. Most of it's 2-1 Denver over the Raiders. And you look at the one statistic, turnovers, 1 for the Raiders, and that cost them because they were going in for a score.
So let's see what Oakland can get going from their own 27-yard line. First down. And they start out on the ground as Kenny King gets the call. The Raiders going with the same set that they started of Plunkett, King, and Jensen in the backfield.
You're looking at Randy Gradishar, the linebacker, who's an outstanding linebacker. And number 63 is Gene Upshaw, getting to his body. And when that happens and drive a man back, you're going to pick up some yardage. And that's what happened on that play. 5-yard gain.
Bradshaw and Branch, the wide receivers. Second down and 4. Kenny King, first down, 41-yard line, and then ridden out of bounds at that point by Larry Evans. So he'll pick up 8 yards on the play, and we have some pushing and shoving in front of the Raider bench. As a few words are exchanged in this heated battle between rivalries in the Western Division.
This is hot. 53, Randy Gradishar. This is a draw play. And once again, back coming in, Jensen getting a good block. Enough that he can get just a hand on the ball carrier. He breaks that. Now he's going to get as much as he can going out of bounds. Larry Evans making the tackle. When you cause a disturbance, you don't want to cause it at the other team's bench.
That's the wrong side of the field.
You're outnumbered.
And remember that Denver has not won in Oakland since 1978, 3 long years ago. First down. Jensen. And Derrick spins to the 47-yard line. A gain of 6, second and 4. So the Raiders come out with fire in their eye in the second half.
I think I know what Tom Flores told that football team in the locker room. Last week they had, I think, 132 yards in total offense, 65 or 45 yards passing. He's saying we're the pride and boys here, and our football is straight ahead. It's a physical game, and we are not being physical. If you're going to win, you're going to have to go out and control the line of scrimmage.
Second down, 4. Kenny King. May have lost the football for a moment and then regained it. Ronnie Chavis was there for Denver. Could well be a first down. They'll mark it at the 48-yard line of Denver. It is a first down. Jim Tunney takes the eye measurement and moves the chain.
Kenny King going in to the line of scrimmage. The ball does pop loose. There it is, floating around. Fortunately for Oakland and Kenny King, you remember he fumbled once before in the first half. It cost him some points, or could have cost him some points. They were fortunate at that time. The ball bounced the right way.
At the Denver 48-yard line, first down. On the draw. King fumble. And Denver will have the football. Chavis and Gradishar were there. Rulon Jones ended up spiking.
Rulon Jones forcing the fumble.
He forced the fumble. That is the second turnover that the Broncos have an opportunity to capitalize on. We'll be back in a moment. It was number 79, Barney Chavis, who recovered the fumble, and the Broncos have the ball at their own 45-yard line. And very quickly, Dave Preston goes to work again. He has been the leading ball carrier of the ball game. Burgess Owens makes the tackle. Glad to see him back in, playing with a hyperextended knee that he injured in the first half. They'll mark it at the 48-yard line. Oakland territory. Gain of 7. Second down and 3. Tony Reed in the backfield as Preston comes out for the Broncos. Tony Reed in trouble, and he will lose a couple of yards.
Behind the line.
John Matuzak is the man who got him. It will be third down and 5.
Big John finally made the tackle, but it was number 83, Ted Hendricks, that was about 4 yards deep in the backfield, got a big arm on Tony Reed, made him stop and change his direction. It's what penetration. When you get penetration and disrupt the course of the back, most of the time the defense is going to come out on top.
So it is third down and 5, and Craig Morton will be throwing. Preston, the remaining back. Egloff and Odoms in the ball game. Moses and Watson are in as receivers. Pass is high. Incomplete to Steve Watson. Has Watson been shut out, or does he have one reception?
I believe he has a reception, but
he has one.
That one I think he could have caught.
It was
It'd go through his hands. He caught one for 11 yards. There it is, number 81 is Steve Watson. Lester Hayes is the man who's guarding him, playing the bump and run tactic right there. Oh, yes. Yes. He should have had that in his hands and headed toward a first down.
All right, Luke Prestridge will be kicking, and Ira Matthews is set for the return. Just over 3.5 minutes into the second half. Good kick. Fair catch is called for. And taken and then fumble. Denver has the football. Glenn Hyde comes out with the football. Hyde is the center. He is in to snap.
Taking a look right through his arms. The ball is popping loose. 49 is Dennis Smith, their rookie.
But 65, Glenn
Hyde saw that ball on the ground, and another big break for the Denver Broncos.
That is the third turnover. So Denver is at the Oakland 8-yard line. First down and goal to go. Gets the call and has just a couple of yards to the 6, where it'll be second down and goal to go. Matuzak was there along with Johnny Robinson for the defense.
Oakland, they've been digging themselves a hole. This should remind the Oakland fans of last week against Detroit when they fumbled the ball on about the 4-yard line and Detroit went in to score. They've been coughing that ball up today. That's the third turnover. And it could have been 4 that had the ball not bounced correctly for Oakland, and Kenny King was able to recover his own fumble.
Morton to throw. Almost pulled out, throw, knocked away. He was going to Riley Odoms in the end zone. Had double coverage on him. Flag is down back at the 13 as Morton was throwing as he was being pulled down. It is against the Broncos for holding.
I believe number 53, Rod Martin, was complaining, saying that he had Morton because he had him by the shirt. He said that's the situation when he felt that he had possession of Morton. Let's take a look at
holding 24, 10 yards, still second down.
Holding on Barrows. He had possession of his shirt tail is what he had possession of. So the 10-yard penalty takes it out to the 16. And it's still second and goal.
Coach Dan Reeves is saying, don't throw into the crowd like that anymore. Morton threw into to an area where there were 2 Oakland Raider defensive players.
Sweep right side, Preston. About the 13-yard line. So it's 3rd down and goal to go. Rod Martin was there for the defense. Willie Jones was also there.
Rick Upchurch coming into the ball game. Running back out, that means that they'll have at least 2 wide receivers. Only 1 back remaining.
Could be a timed throw to Upchurch in the far left-hand corner of the end zone.
Well, they got 3 wide receivers.
Drilled over the middle and behind Steve Watson, but Morton did have a lot of pressure. And now a slugfest has broken loose. Howard Long popping one of the Bronco defenders, and 2 flags are down, and now the pushing and shoving continues. Tom Glassig stepping into the middle of the fray.
You know, if they take a swing and hit him in the head, they're going to hit a face mask, and all they're going to do is damage their hand.
So the officials sorting it out. 2 flags were dropped.
This game is really important. I was talking to Mark Van Egan on the sidelines. He's in before the game. He's in street clothes, and he said he was pumped up for the game because of the importance of the game.
Offsetting, personal fouls. Number 62, offense. Number 75, defense. The play is 4th down.
It is a dead ball foul. That is after the play was over. That's the reason it's 4th down. But I'm also surprised that when you see that kind of a situation, it could well call for an ejection. And that's what the Broncos are saying, is that Howard Long should have been ejected.
When you start flailing away out there, you're taking a very big risk that is going to happen.
So it is 4th down and goal to go. So Steinfort is in with a field goal attempt. He's hit only 2 of 9. He hit 1 of 6 in the first game against Oakland. This is from the 21, an attempt of 31 yards. It is good from 31 yards away, so Steinfort is now 3 of 10 on the year. And the Denver Broncos have stretched their margin. They're out in front by a score of 10-0. We'll be back with a kickoff. Next Sunday, join host Brian Gumbel for NFL 81. All the highlight scores and late-breaking news from all the games and regional NFL action, featuring 2 long-term rivalries as the Browns meet the Steelers and the Raiders take on the Chiefs in Kansas City. So check your local listings for the game and time in your area. That's next Sunday on NFL 81. Steinfort is kicking off. Chester Willis, he fumbles the ball and then covers it himself. So the Oakland Raiders have dropitis.
I'll say they do, and he wasn't looking into the sun. If he'd have been on the opposite end of the field, I can see he might have a reason for it, but the sun is not in his eyes. When it happens, when things start going wrong, you start to expect things to go wrong, and they have a way of going wrong. They've been coughing up that football. That is the 5th time that they've coughed it up so far today. And they lost 3 of them. What it does, it puts them in a position where they've got a long, long way to go. They've got, what, 92 yards to go for a score.
Right. So Oakland from their own 8-yard line, 1st down. Trailing 10-0. Kenny King gets the call. Reuben Carter was there. He's also trying to strip the ball again. You know, if you got a hot hand going, you just keep doing it.
Well, what the ball carriers are going to be concerned about, too, is holding on to the football and not running, so they're not going to run as well. But you can't afford to give it up again down in this territory.
2nd down and 8 from the 10-yard line. Derek Ramsey's the tight end. Kenny King. He is close to the first down, but Kenny may be a yard shy. Randy Gradishire was there for the defense. Billy Thompson was also there. So it'll be 3rd down and 1 after a pickup of 7.
And I'm sure what Oakland will, they'll go in with a couple of tight ends.
We mentioned earlier that Reggie Kinlaw, Bob Nelson, Mike Davis, Bob Chandler, and Mark Van Egan, 5 Super Bowl 15 starters out of the ballgame. There you see Chandler and Van Egan on the sideline.
Chandler with the glasses on, and Bob told me that in a couple of weeks he should be in uniform and at least able to hold.
3rd down and 1, and it'll be close, but I believe they got it as Kenny King gets the call. And if you notice that time when he came into the line of scrimmage, he had that ball really tucked away. Perry Smith in the secondary made the tackle. It's a 1st down. You know, something that's interesting, Jim Tunney is known as one of the best, if not the best referee in the National Football League. One thing you can tell when he works a ball game, he keeps the game moving. He doesn't hold a lot of conferences, and he checks the 1st down, and if it's there, it's moved and gone, and he keeps play going, and I like that.
He does not leave room for discussion.
No, he doesn't. That's right.
Play pass.
Going deep to Blanche. And he's overthrown, almost intercepted by Perry Smith. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
I believe that's the first pass that they've thrown deep in the football game.
Yes.
Wasn't completed. But what that's going to do is it's telling Perry Smith, the defensive cornerback, that they're going to get this ball out to number 21 if they can possibly do it, so that you better play off of him a little bit. And that will give him more room to operate in front of that defensive back. It's a game. You don't complete every pass, but there should be a purpose behind every pass.
Line of scrimmage, the 19-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Raiders in their own territory. Plunkett has pressure. Pass is complete to Derek Ramsey.
Pass complete to Derek Ramsey.
Larry Evans makes the tackle. A gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
You get a little jittery when you've been sacked several times, and here's Plunkett. He gets moving because he sees the linebacker in front of him, gets the ball out to his tight end, and it's played real well by that Denver linebacking core. 56, Larry Evans involved in the tackle. Still a passing situation for Plunkett.
Plunkett scrambling, drops it off, barely got it away. Kenny King picks up the 1st down, and he comes to a bouncing stop.
Very good play by Plunkett, dumping that ball off to Kenny King, who's got that exceptional speed, just enough to get the 1st down. He didn't want to throw the ball to Kenny King. He wanted to get the ball out to the speedster, number 21. That would be Cliff Branch. Cliff says, I'm wide open out here, but there was a lot of pressure on number 16. You can see the Broncos coming. The linebacker was coming after him. That's number 51 was Swinson. Bob Swinson was zeroing in on it.
It's a 1st down at the 33. Play action. He was looking for help again, and he threw it a little too hard for being that close to Kenny King, as Latimer and Jones were breathing down the neck of Jim Plunkett.
He's trying to drop it off, but he's trying to drop it off.
You know, as great as that offensive line for the Raiders has been over the years, they are not having the kind of year that you would expect from them.
No, they're not. You know, if you keep looking for reasons of why things aren't going well. Well, it all starts with the offensive line. You know, if they do the job, and the job, they've done such a tremendous job over the years that people begin to expect it.
That's right.
They're not doing the job this year that they did in the past.
Plunkett has to scramble from the pressure. And there is a prime example. In the past, that offensive line would give you 7 to 9 seconds to throw. Tom Jackson with the tackle.
Taking a look at what's going on downfield. Branch, Thompson all over him. No room at all. Look at excellent coverage by Billy Thompson. And the reason he can't get it down there, 72 Latimer coming in, and Plunkett just doesn't have the time to get back there and get set and to take a look at what's going on downfield and see how the defense is reacting in the secondary. He's got to move.
Now, there is one other thing to give the other side of the story of the offensive line, is that Plunkett does take a lot of time to set up. Now we have encroachment. Don Latimer across the neutral zone making contact.
Notice the fingers being pointed on both sides.
Boy, there's a lot of finger pointing in this ball game.
Defense.
But as you said, Mr. Referee Jim Tunney, he makes the final decision.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming over now to see if
he's checking with the chase.
First down?
That's right. Well, it's 3rd down and 5, and you know, and it could be 5.5, but it was 3rd down and 5, and that's it. And he moves, and the chains move, and here we go, and the game keeps moving.
He said.
I like that.
Says, I've got a plane to catch.
How did you call the game? He said it's time to make the 5 o'clock flight. Yes.
Defense, 5 yards. It's a first down.
That's the way a man should take over.
That's right. You liked that when you played, didn't you?
I did, because there's so much emotion going on down there. We saw it just a little while ago. You cannot let that get out of control.
From the 43-yard line, first down. Plunkett holds both backs in the block. Pass is complete on the far side. And it's the number 81, Morris Bradshaw, as Lewis Wright makes the tackle. And he has the first down.
That was a good move by Bradshaw. He got Lewis Wright turned around. Plunkett getting back, set, fires the ball. Didn't take too much time. And you can see right there, Lewis Wright is stumbling. Number 20's wide open. Number 81, Bradshaw, picking up first down for the Oakland Raiders. Plus the fact it's good for Oakland because they're away from that dirt, away from the infield where you can slip a great deal.
At the Denver 42-yard line.
Kenny King carries.
Kenny King has a couple.
Gain of 2 yards.
To the 40, so it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Stopped by Bryson.
Don Latimer making the tackle along with Bryson Manor. I love that name. I think Bryson Manor is the greatest name in the NFL. It sounds like a condominium playing defensive right end. Hi, where do you live? I live at Bryson Manor, you know.
As a quarterback, you don't want to live with Bryson Manor, but that's who he wants to get a hold of out there.
Arthur Whittington is now in the backfield for the Raiders. 2nd down and 8. Plunkett should be throwing. Both backs in the block. Then he swings one out. And it is intercepted. Billy Thompson picks off the pass. 3 fumble recoveries and an interception, 4 turnovers. And it was Arthur Whittington who was the intended receiver. We've got a timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
Here's the interception. Notice that number 22, Arthur Whittington, never turned his head around. So the only one that had a chance of intercepting or catching it was 36, Billy Thompson.
And the Broncos have the ball on their own 26-yard line. 3:58 left to go. 3rd quarter. Denver leads 10-0. Dave Preston.
Dave Preston, the ball carrier.
Preston to the 31, so he'll pick up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 as John Matuzak was there.
Denver is moving Oakland because you notice the tackling is a lot of grabbing. It's not that real crisp hitting that you want defensively. They're grabbing, and that back is strong, so he's carrying it, and he's picking up 4 and 5 yards.
Rick Upchurch has come in. I think the Bronco offensive line has been vastly underrated. They have been the main key this year, the protection for Morton, and now the driving blocks for the running game. Preston.
That's Dave Preston. Stopped at the line of scrimmage
and the offensive
by
line simply
McKinney.
did not do the job that time as they lost a yard.
It'll be
Well, the
3rd.
Oakland Raiders had the blitz coming. They had linebackers coming after the ball carrier that trying getting penetration.
Loss of a yard. Otis McKinney, the strong safety for the Raiders, was the main man.
Now the Oakland Raiders bringing in their pass rushing team, which would include number 86, Cedric Hartman.
Third down and 6. Haven Moses in motion. Pass is complete. First down. Haven Moses has the key catch, and a flag is dropped.
makes the stop.
That flag is dropped there, and the only Bronco was Haven Moses, so that's got to go against Oakland.
Personal foul. Osteen made the tackle. A gain of 19, and they'll tack it on to the end of the play. So it was third down and 6, and it ends up a big gainer for the Denver Broncos.
Oakland's been putting themselves in a hole. You can see right there that it's the arm up around outside the head.
Unnecessary roughness. First down.
He made the tackle. When he made the tackle, he hit him up around the head with his arm.
And that's illegal. That's a rule book call. When you swing that arm, it's got to be below the net. So now the Broncos are at the Oakland 36, and they have a first down. Rick Peros. Johnny Robinson.
There's flaring out there.
Oh, they'd like to sneak a microphone in the middle of that little jewel.
They are hot, both sides. This game is so very important for both teams.
A Denver win, the record would be 4-1, and Oakland win, the record would be 3-2. Gain of a couple. Second down and 8. The closest mic belongs to referee Jim Tunney.
He's talking to those players out there and say, hey, let's get back.
Yes.
Let's get back to playing football.
My producer, Don McGuire, said, you asked for a microphone? We'll give it to you. All right. Morton's pass is complete. First down. Right at the 20-yard line, he goes to Ron Egloff. Morton was decked.
Matt Millen was he was in there, but he really stood his ground back there and fired that ball. That was an excellent throw. There's been 3 or 4 passes that Morton has thrown today that were not good passes, but that was an excellent throw.
Paul Howard shaken up on the play. We have an injury timeout, and that means that Howard will come out of the ball game. Otherwise, they would cost him an official timeout. So we'll go away for a moment. The Broncos have the lead, and they have the football. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson. Sunny afternoon in Oakland. 1:08 is the time remaining in the third quarter. Denver leading the Raiders 10-0. So Oakland now only 1 minute and 8 seconds away from going 7 quarters without putting a point on the scoreboard.
For the Denver Broncos, Paul Howard went off the field.
Glenn Hyde replaces him.
Morton is 9 for 14 for 117 yards so far in this ball game.
It's a first down. Egloff is a man in motion both directions. And Peros, the remaining back, carries, and he breaks it. He'll score. Rick Peros. That is his first touchdown in the National Football League.
They had Egloff running back and forth. It looked like they didn't know what was going on out there, and it must have confused the Oakland Raiders, because when Peros broke through that line of scrimmage, it was a straight shot to the goal line. Good blocking by that offensive line, and particularly the middle of that line. Number 64 is Bill Bryan. Goes off his man and makes a good block on 55, Matt Millen. Arms are flying out there trying to get a hold of Peros, but it's not going to stop him. He's going to get into the end zone. 44, Burgess Owens had a shot at him.
Steinfort has the extra point, and the Broncos have the lead. It is now a 17-0 ball game with 37 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Red Steinfort will be kicking off to either Malcolm Barnwell or Chester Willis. As Rick Paris, a number 4 draft choice a year ago for the Broncos, but out with a knee injury, scoring his first touchdown in the National Football League. Taken at the 2-yard line by Willis to the 10, 15, 20, 25-yard line. She left 23 yards, and the return is Jim Ryan makes the tackle. And we now have 29 seconds left to go in the third. Now we'll go back to that touchdown, and what's the reaction of Rick Paris as he has his first 6 points?
His first
NFL.
6 points in the NFL. He's going to remember that, I'm sure. Good blocking by the offensive line. There it is, 64. Billy Bryant we were talking about. Now you're going to see number 24 hurls into the end zone for his very first NFL touchdown. Do you think he's excited?
What's this one? All right. You know. Bucket to throw. Knocked away. Almost intercepted. Steve Foley was really the open receiver. Branch was the intended receiver. It'll be second down and 10.
Steve Foley said that should have been number 4 because I think he thought that Branch was going to jump up in the air, and Cliff didn't even go up in the air. He just ran right by the ball, and 43 is Foley. I think he thought he was going to have to make a tackle.
Foley with 3 interceptions in the game last week against San Diego. A Denver win here, their record would be 4-1. San Diego leading at last report, so we could have a 2-way tie. They're playing Seattle. Pass is complete to Kenny King, and he is jacked by Tom Jackson. Oh, did he take a blow?
Whew. He's coughed up the ball 3 times, but if he ever had a right to cough it up, I think it's after this one. Plunkett is looking to the right side. They're covered over there, so he comes right back to number 33, Kenny King. And watch the hit that he takes, but he holds on to the football.
As we come to the end of the third quarter, the score is Denver 17 and Oakland nothing. The Broncos leading the Oakland Raiders. We'll be right back after these messages from your local stations. The Oakland Raiderettes, and they trail Denver along with their football team 17-0. Oakland has the ball, 3rd down and 1.
She's not smiling, of course. No. They haven't had a great deal to smile about. They haven't scored any points in 7 quarters.
Plunkett drops it off. Jensen out of the backfield, picks up the first down, goes close to the 50-yard line. So now let's check the scoreboard, Lynn.
Okay.
Anytime. Go ahead.
I know there's a couple of big upsets. All right, final. Houston defeating Cincinnati 14-10. Another final, Pittsburgh 20, New Orleans 6. Third quarter score, Los Angeles leading Cleveland 14-10. Third quarter score tied up, the Jets and Miami 14 apiece. Third quarter, San Diego leading Seattle 10-7.
If San Diego holds on to that margin and Denver does here, Denver and San Diego would be tied for the lead in the West with 4-1 record. Plunkett slips, drops it off to Kenny King. King goes down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 4, so it'll be second down and 6. Now look for an update. Let's go to New York and check in with Byron Day.
Thanks, Charlie. Cross country in the Orange Bowl in Miami. Here's Richard Todd trying to throw deep in his own territory. Tried to hit Johnny Lamb Jones. It's picked off by Glenn Blackwood. That's his 4th interception of the year. He returns it 37 yards, and the Dolphins are in business. It's still tied at 14-all in the third. Charlie?
All right, thanks for the update, and here we go with the Raiders. They face a 2nd and 6. Both backs in the block. Plunkett is sacked. That is the 3rd sack for the Denver Broncos, and the 2nd that Rulon Jones has in the ball game. Boy, he reacts.
Well, you can see the emotion involved in this football game, and I think you can see the emotion involved with defensive people, particularly the defensive linemen. They really get fired up because their whole life is geared around tackling the quarterback. And most of the time it's frustrated because they actually don't get to the quarterback. He gets rid of the football or the defensive lineman is blocked. So when they do finally arrive, it's time to rejoice.
So it's 3rd and 17. Oakland's ball at their own 43.
Plunkett should have gotten rid of the football, incidentally, in that last play. Can't afford to take those losses.
Now Plunkett has all the time in the world, and it to Denver Broncos.
Fortunate for Oakland that that one was not intercepted.
Morris Bradshaw was the closest receiver. Lewis Wright and Billy Thompson had the tip on the ball.
Number 20, Lewis Wright, a fine cornerback. 36 is Billy Thompson, giving Brantz a shove. Now, you can see that what is happening. Lewis Wright is looking at the quarterback to see where the quarterback is going to take him, and the quarterback took him right over there to where Cliff Brantz was located.
Wade Manning set for the return of the kick of Ray Guy.
Now there's a Ray Guy kick.
That truly is a Ray Guy kick, and it barely goes into the end zone. A kick of 57 yards. So Denver will take over on their own 20-yard line. 13-17 left to go in the ball game. Broncos lead. This is Charlie Jones and Lynn Dawson. And Lynn, there is no question in my mind now the Denver Broncos are for real.
Yes, they are. That offensive line is doing a fine job of moving them out, and they're running against the Oakland Raiders, and Oakland has been doing a good job defensively against the run. Now, what's the problem with Oakland? They can't move the football. They can't score points. Number 6, Mark Wilson, is loosening up on the sidelines. There's a good possibility he'll go into the game.
Denver from their own 20-yard line with a comfortable margin. Dave Preston gets the call. And now here is a score for you.
San Diego extending their lead. It's now 17-7 in the third quarter, going against Seattle.
And here it is, Denver 17 and Oakland nothing. And we will remind you again that Kansas City lost earlier. Their record is 3-2. And with San Diego and Denver leading at the end of the afternoon, it could be a two-way tie, each with 4-1 records. And Oakland lost, they would drop to 2-3, and Seattle would drop to 1-4. Barros goes to the 24. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Johnny Robinson was there for the Oakland Raiders. Always bothers me. Johnny Robinson, rookie from Louisiana Tech, 6'2", 260 pounds, number 4 draft choice. When I say Johnny Robinson, I think of your former team.
You're thinking number 42.
That's
Johnny
right.
Robinson, who used to be roaming around in the safety position for Kansas City. A great all-pro safety. All right, Miami's now ahead of the Jets by the score of 21-14 in the third quarter. So Miami is undefeated.
They're for real, too. Good walk-off. The defense is called the Killer Bees. Morton to throw. Is killing the clock as he runs. 2 pump fakes, and he throws. It's intercepted. He was trying to throw it away. Oh, the first bonehead play by the Broncos today. And this could give the Raiders the spark of life they need.
Oh, but was he inbounds or out of bounds? I think I saw the referee, Jim Tunney, say no. He caught it out of bounds.
Oh, they dodged a bullet.
Shotgun formation. Morton needs 6 yards. Well, he knows with his great speed that he's not going to outrun too many people. So he's pumping over there, trying to get somebody open, and he's just trying to throw the ball away. There it is, throwing it away. But now, here's something, though, Charlie. If that man had not, who is that? That did that. He left his feet. If he hadn't left his feet, he would have stayed in bounds.
We'll come back and give you the call on that again. Here's the catch. Ira Matthews, a high-hanging football. Fair catch call for it at the 35-yard line. We've got a timeout. We'll come back and show you that interception that did not happen in just a moment. There it is. He's out of bounds. Mark Wilson, the new quarterback for the Oakland Raiders. He has thrown one pass this year. He completed it to Malcolm Barnwell for 61 yards and a touchdown. So from now on, his career is going to be all downhill. He's a good one. And he opens up missing his receiver. Now let's go back to that almost interception. Now remember, the interceptor is governed by the same rules as the receiver, both feet in bounds.
And watch him leave his feet. See, he leaves his feet to catch it in his stomach. Now all he had to do is, because his feet were in bounds before he jumped up in the air. If he just reaches out with his hands to catch the football, he intercepts it, and it's good.
And it was number 42, Monty Jackson.
That's why coaches will tell receivers, unless you have to, don't leave your feet to catch the football.
Wilson's pass is complete. He goes to Kenny King. King goes to the 43. A gain of 8. It'll be third down and a pair. Now let's check out what else is going on. Let's go to New York and Byron Day.
Okay, Charlie, in Miami, the Dolphins have cashed in on that Blackwood interception. Andre Franklin going in on a disputed 1-yard touchdown run. His second disputed call of the day. Miami ahead 21-14 in the third. Charlie?
Thank you. The ball spotted really closer to the 44, so it'll be third down about 1.5 yards.
They're almost at the stage where if they don't make it here, they may have to go for it. Well,
pressure is on. Trying to throw it away. It's intercepted by Bob Switzer. Switzer has his first interception. That is the 5th turnover by the Oakland Raiders. The mistake of youth.
Well, Plunkett did it earlier. Now he's going to do it. He's scrambling because Gradishar's after him. Arnie Chavis, too. He's throwing the ball, and he just throws it right to number 51, Swenson. He was looking for his fullback, Jensen. But you don't take chances like that. I said they were in a position where they could use 2 downs to go for the first down because they're down 17-0. 10:46 remaining in this football game. It's difficult for a young quarterback to throw the football away, to throw it into the stands, because they always feel that they can complete it.
Denver at the 41-yard line of Oakland. Now they'll work a little on the clock as Dave Preston gets the call. A couple of yards to the 39. Matuzak and Robinson were there.
5 turnovers to none. That's the ball game right now, right here. Very uncharacteristic for the Oakland Raiders.
2 interceptions by Swinston and Thompson. Fumble recoveries by Foley, Chavis, and Hyde.
Because, you know, Denver's offense really has not been devastating. They have been moving the ball.
Well, their defense has been devastating. Double reverse to Watson. The speedster just barely gets around the corner as maybe 1 yard and a flag is down. Burgess Owens was there for Oakland. Play took way too long to develop.
It sure did, but that's the area to do it. Around the 35 to 40 yard line, so that even if you do lose some yards, and that's the type of play that it may go and bust, it'd be a big play, or maybe nothing. And here it is, taking a chance, a great penetration by the Oakland defense.
Ted Hendricks
made him go way deeper than he wanted to. Going to come back, and it's going to be
illegal use of the hands in the back. Number 64, 10 yards, still second down.
It's on the center, Billy Bryant.
All the nice things we were saying about Billy Bryant, too. Well, he's just trying to protect one of his teammates.
You'd rather have that kind of protection,
yes,
of the 2 choices. Down goes over. It'll be second and 18.
Have that rather than come visit you, you know, if you're recuperating someplace in the hospital.
17-0. Denver has the lead. Tony Reed. Reed hasn't played much of the second half, so he bit fresh, picks up 8 yards to the 42. It'll be third down and around 10. Lester Hayes was there for the defense.
I believe Tony Reed had a few injury problems, his shoulder, I believe, coming into the ball game. You can see him here, that looking for some running room, and does find some running room. That offensive line, once again, of the Denver Broncos, doing a good job.
Howard Long was at the bottom of the stack for the Oakland Raiders. They'll mark it third down and 11.
Well, they're going to have to call timeout because they're hanging around out there too long. They could have never gotten the playoffs.
But you notice that they let the 30-second clock run down to 2 seconds before they took it. We've got a timeout. The Broncos have the ball, and we'll be back. Tuesday night, playoff fever hits the National League as the Dodgers meet the Houston Astros in the division series. The best-of-5 battle for the National League West crown begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on NBC, the home of great baseball. Offensive plays thus far, the Broncos have run 50 and the Oakland Raiders 41. So from that standpoint, that may be the closest statistic in the whole ballgame. Third and 11, Martin is sacked. That is the 5th sack for the Oakland Raiders.
They were coming. Those big defensive linemen were digging in, and they were flying off the ball that time. And Morton knew it. He didn't even look down. He didn't even look downfield at anybody, I don't believe, because he knew that he was going to have to eat that football. And what he didn't want to do is give it back to the Oakland Raiders. Number 32 is Tony Reed running a pattern, coming across, working on the linebacker. But Morton did not have a chance.
So Luke Prestridge will be kicking. Ira Matthews at his own 11-yard line. High, lazy floater.
Good kick.
And will be down at the 11-yard line by Dennis Smith. Earlier in the day, you saw a great feature on a little-known episode in the history of Grambling football on NFL 81. Tonight on NBC, a dramatization of that story, Grambling's White Tiger, a world premiere movie. Bruce Jenner is starring as the first white player for Eddie Robinson's Tigers. LeVar Burton is Charlie Smith, his best friend, now the Eagles. That's tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern Time on NBC. And the reviews on that have been outstanding. That is really a good story, an excellent movie. And I'm looking forward to watching that little jewel.
Grambling College. Yes. I remember Tank Younger was the first man to come out of there and play pro football.
That's right. That's tonight on NBC. Kenny King.
Hand off to Kenny King.
From the 11 to the 15, a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Bob Swinson makes the tackle. Bruce Jenner is also the co-producer on that.
He is.
The Renaissance man strikes again.
He was also a football player in college.
That's right.
First 2 years.
The sports quiz is, what was the name of the college that he played football?
And that was up in Iowa someplace. Graceland.
Graceland. Good. Hey. You got me out of that one.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you. 2nd and 6. Mark Wilson, the quarterback. Sideline pass is no good. Bradshaw had it, came down out of bounds. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 at the 15.
All right, Los Angeles leading the Cleveland Browns 21-10. That's now in the 4th quarter.
Oh. I'm surprised. I thought it would be closer, and I thought Cleveland might pull it off.
It looked like Cleveland was starting to get things together, but Los Angeles is such a team. They're up and down. You don't know what's going to happen.
That's a hard team to play against, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And a hard team to prepare for.
They have talent, a lot of talent.
And a lot of turmoil. They always have turmoil with the Rams.
You better do something.
Stands in. Throws, and it's almost intercepted, and then no. Bradshaw thought that he caught it, but apparently trapped it. Lewis Wright made a dive for the interception, and he couldn't pull it off. It'll be 4th down and 6.
Well, he was rather nervous. Number 81 is Bradshaw. He can see that his quarterback's in trouble. He's looking around to see where he can go. Lewis Wright almost came up with it, but he didn't, nor did Bradshaw.
So Ray Guy will be kicking. Now with 7:48 left to go in the ball. Denver out in front 17-0.
Well, an end over.
Boy, Guy not having a good day. Mannings fumbles the ball. Broncos recover it. Oh, when it is going your way, it continues.
It sure is. You know, that was what we would think a terrible punt for Ray Guy, but it went 40 yards.
Larry Canada recovered the fumble.
See right now that he's slipping. The turf is apparently loose out there, but first he's looking downfield, and he shouldn't do that. He's looking to see who's coming. First things first, get a hold of the football and secure that before you worry about getting up and running.
Well, Ray Guy is such a great kicker. He's had 3 punts of 60 yards or more this year. The average coming in to the game was almost 51 yards.
I know. So when he kicks a normal kick, we say, oh, what a terrible kick.
That's right. You're right. Good point. All right, here's Denver from their own 46-yard line. Dave Preston gets the call. Preston's had quite a workout. Next Sunday, join host Brian Gumbel for NFL 81. All the highlight scores and late breaking news from all the games. Regional NFL action next week featuring 2 long-term rivalries as the Browns meet the Steelers and the Raiders meet the Chiefs in Kansas City. So check your local listings for the game and time in your area. That's next Sunday on NFL 81.
7 minutes remaining in this football game for Denver. If they can get a couple of first downs, they can practically lock it up. Oakland knows that. I expect them to be sending their linebackers in.
2nd and 9. Tony Reed. Reed to the 49-yard line of Oakland. He has 4. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Matt Millen, the linebacker, makes the tackle.
And they were bringing their linebackers on that last play.
Ted Reinholz has been our statistician today. Dan Brody and Len Shapiro are 2 spotters.
3rd and 5.
3rd down and 5. Clock continues on its inexorable march. 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. Morton, all the time in the world. And then he is sacked. That is the 6th sack for the Oakland Raiders. There's a flag down. But, boy, that was not the fault of the offensive line of the Broncos.
No, he was pumping back there. Looked like he was, you know, the old wells, you're pumping water to get some water out. He had that much time.
Personal foul on the Broncos.
That was a big 3rd down, Charlie, because I think had Denver gotten the first down with a 17-0 lead and 6 minutes to go in this football game, it would have been all over.
Now that was 3rd and 5. I'm surprised that they take the penalty.
Personal foul. Late hit number 3 after the play was over. It's 4th down.
Late hit on Kelvin Clark. It was a dead ball foul. It was over. That's the reason they accepted.
73. It didn't look that flagrant to me.
So it will be 4th down and 21.
When you consider guys were flailing at one another out there earlier in the ball game. That was very mild.
Luke Prestridge will be kicking to Ira Matthews.
Oakland needs a big break here. They got to score in a hurry.
Punting exhibition has not been that good. Matthews fumbles it. 2nd time in the ball game that he has done that. Turnover number 6 as the Broncos have the football. Steve Busick recovers the fumble. He's the rookie from USC. 6 turnovers.
That tells the story, Charlie.
Oh, yes.
That they're coughing up that football. 6 times they've given it back to Denver. Their defense has had to be on the field twice as much as the offense has been out there.
And part of that fault is the offense. They haven't generated anything.
It's not the Oakland teams that I'm accustomed to seeing.
Particularly when you were playing them every year for the championship. It seems
That's right. You know, Oakland is they've sacked Morton 6 times, the defense for the Oakland Raiders.
37-yard line, 1st down. Oakland territory. Morton goes for 6. It won't get there to Watson.
Oh,
could have been intercepted. Dwayne Osteen knocked it away more than going for the interception. Was that the impression you had?
For Steve Watson.
He may not have really had his eye. I could see the ball because it was up high, but Morton was just letting it go. 81 is Watson. He's going up top. You see, there's 35 Osteen. It looks like he has his eye on the ball, and the ball is way at the inside.
No, he was going for it. He couldn't quite get there. If you notice the shadows right there, that means the receiver and the defender, when they look back, they're looking directly into the sun.
Morton incidentally got hit by Matt Millen just as he released the ball, so I'm sure that took something off of his throw.
2nd and 10. Egloff in motion. Fumble in the backfield. Barrows diving for it.
Maybe better check that football, Charlie. It's bouncing around out
there. Or bring back the stick'em rule. One or the other.
He really never got control of that ball. It hit him in the stomach with the ball, went right through his stomach and to the ground.
Loss of a yard, 3rd and 11.
But here it is, fortune for Denver. They've coughed up the ball a couple of times, but it bounced right back to them. For Oakland, 6 turnovers in the ball game.
38-yard line, 3rd down and 11. 5:08 time remaining. Morton to throw. That is the 7th sack.
That's Howie Long at the sack.
Charlie, give
Howard Long got it, all right?
Credits really to the defensive backs of the Oakland Raiders, because Morton did have time to at least get rid of the football. He was looking for Riley Odoms downfield, but he was well covered. And I looked at the receivers. Here's Watson here with Lester Hayes. Now, excellent coverage by Lester Hayes. Can't throw the ball to Watson because there's a good chance it could have been intercepted.
The boos are for Ira Matthews, number 43, all alone at the 10-yard line. Oh, Slippery Fingers has had problems today.
I would think that they would try to block the punt. They've got to try to do something like that. They've got 10 men on the line of scrimmage.
Brester's kicking. Matthews holds on to the ball. That's the name of that game. 23-yard line. We'll take a timeout as Jim Ryan had the coverage for the Denver Broncos. 17-0. Denver out in front. This is the total offense. Broncos 200 yards, Raiders 168, and Oakland last week had only 131 yards.
I was at that ball game. They had 35 yards passing against Detroit.
Ooh. Oakland with the ball at their own 23-yard line. Mark Wilson, the quarterback. He's got time to throw. So credit the defensive coverage of the Denver Broncos.
Wilson's pass is down.
Swenson and Gradishar were there.
Like a glove they have him covered out there. He had all the time in the world to throw the football, but there was no one open.
Next Saturday, NBC Sports World returns for the fall season. October will be a great month on Sports World. The big feature, the Las Vegas Grand Prix, live. And great boxing action. So tune in NBC next Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time for the return of Sports World. The return of Sports World.
Looking, this is the return of the Oakland Raiders.
2nd and 10. They've been away for 2 games.
Looky here.
Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Trying to drill it between 2 linebackers to get it to his fullback. They're fortunate that one wasn't intercepted. They had Bob Swenson, 51, Randy Gradishaw, 53, standing out there, and he tried to force it between those 2 linebackers to get to his fullback.
Now, the Raiders were shut out last week, as you know. The Broncos have shut them out so far, 17-0. You have to go back to 1961. The Oakland Raiders have suffered back-to-back shutouts. And remember 1961?
No.
1961, they were playing at Frank Hugh Field in Candlestick. They get a group together in the parking lot. That was a terrible ball. But then this is the defending world champion. Going deep, Kenny King, and he drops it. Oh, he should have had it.
Does that tell you the way things are going for the Oakland Raiders?
Jackson had the coverage, but King had a step on him.
Finally got somebody open and got him the football. He can't hang on to it. It's very frustrating.
And it's been a frustrating day for Ray Guy.
You can see right there, Kenny King has fumbled the ball 3 times, and he recovered 1 of those 3. But Oakland has 7 fumbles. They've lost 4 of them. They've had 2 interceptions. No turnovers by Denver. They did fumble twice, but they recovered their own fumbles. No interceptions.
Did you notice Ray Guy's average? And he's had a terrible day. But that's another bad punt for a Ray Guy. Manning feels it, sidesteps 1, and the 3rd man gets it. 30-yard line.
I see a yellow flag down on the field.
Back at the left 26-yard line.
50-yard ball.
But you're right. You mentioned that earlier. Here's the call.
And ineligible man downfield on the kick.
You expect every Ray Guy kick to be 60 to 70 yards because he's capable of that. He's just unbelievable.
Well, he really is kind of in a class by himself.
Yes. And
when he's
as
meeting
Bum Phillips says, it doesn't take long to call the roll in that class.
Ineligible man, number 27.
Now, you see the respect that Denver has for Ray Guy. They declined that penalty. They don't want him to kick over again.
So we'll take it on the 30. That's fine by us. 3:54 is the time remaining. And Denver has the football. The Broncos' record would be 4-1. We'll get a check on that San Diego score. And they were leading it last time. They still are out in front, so that means we're looking at a two-way tie in the West between Denver and San Diego with identical 4-1 record.
Got a new quarterback in the ball game.
Steve DeBerg, now the quarterback for the Broncos. And he's had an excellent year. Here's a quick 5 yards. Dave Preston picks it up. He came in against San Diego. There were some mistakes. It was not his fault. Denver was leading 35-0, and there were several writers that said that Morton had been pulled out too soon. But when you're out in front 35-0, you want to get your number one quarterback out of there in case he might be hurt.
If that number one quarterback has taken as many hits that Morton has taken over 17 years.
Now there's Craig. Boy, what a year he has been having.
He's really a great person, too.
Isn't he a nice man?
Yeah, he really is.
And has really learned to touch.
I saw him yesterday. I said, well, you're the hero. And he says, yes, for this week.
Oh, he's at the highs and the lows, hasn't he?
Look at that hole.
Oh, Rick Parris. Big first down.
That's Rick Parris.
47-yard line. He picks up 12 yards on the play.
Wow.
Fourth quarter, San Diego leading Seattle 17-7.
2:50 and counting down in this football game. It's all over, I would have to assume.
Oh, yes.
For the Oakland Raiders. Now they're just going to keep that football on the ground. They'll run one more play before the 2-minute warning. And it really doesn't make any sense for Oakland to call timeout. They're 17 points down.
No, this is one, and they haven't generated any offense. This is one you want to get in the locker room and forget as far as the Raiders are concerned. And you want to get on the plane to Denver and celebrate for the Broncos. Parris, 49-yard line. It'll be second down and around 7 as Otis McKinney makes the tackle. We're now moving on the 2-minute mark. So Steve DeBerg, who completed 4 of 6 passes against San Diego, 8 of 11 on the year, goes to the sideline for the conference. And the 2-minute warning. At the 2-minute warning, during many NFL games this fall, we're going to be treated to some of the most exciting finales from NFL history. They're called fantastic finishes. So right now, let's take a look at one of them. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson. 2 minutes left to go in a very fast-moving ball game here at Oakland, Alameda County.
A very subdued crowd here. Oakland, California. They have not had much to cheer about.
A lot of empty seats are still disguised as fans. They've headed for the parking lot in an early tailgate party. Second down and 7. San Diego's margin over Seattle now has been cut to 17-10. We have that report just in. Preston gets the call. Randy McClanahan makes the tackle. They'll mark it at the 50, a gain of a yard. Third down and 6.
Oakland calling a timeout. Here it is. 17-10. 17-0 here in Oakland. It's been embarrassing for a team that has had 16 consecutive winning seasons like the Oakland Raiders to be shut out 2 weeks in a row. They're a proud football team.
Yes, they are.
But they've been playing very poorly.
Look at this. Jets in Miami 21-21.
Fourth quarter.
You mentioned earlier that the Jets always play well at Miami.
Yes, they have. I think they've won the last 5 times they've played down there.
And I think every one has been an upset. We've had a couple of those, late in the season, those Saturday games, and they seem to come to life. Maybe they should put palm trees at Shea Stadium.
With the way the wind whips around Shea, they wouldn't stay very long.
That's true. That is true. Third down.
About 3rd and 6.
I'm sure all they're saying in that Denver huddle, make sure you hold on to the football.
Preston and Parris in the backfield. Play all alone is Rick Parris. He looked at the sideline, and rather than going out of bounds, came back in to keep the clock moving. Good play. Burgess Owens with a tackle.
They had a tight end in motion, Play action fake, and the tight end was blocking wide open in the flat. There isn't anybody around there. There's supposed to be a linebacker someplace around there. But the linebacker didn't. You're going to see what Charlie's talking about right now. He's cutting back to the inside to make sure he doesn't get out of bounds and stop the clock. The clock is going 1:20 and counting down. This game is over.
A pickup of 24 yards. Raiders still with 2 timeouts. They figured the clock could help them or maybe save them from another score and even more embarrassment. Preston.
That's it.
Preston to the 21.
Stopped by Matt Millen.
Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Now let's go to Byron Day in New York City, and we'll have an update on the action in the NFL.
Oakland.
Okay, Charlie, in a game that's far from over, Richard Todd has just thrown a 15-yard scoring pass to Wesley Walker with an assist from 2 Miami Dolphins. It's 21-all in the 4th quarter. Charlie?
Thank you, Byron. That's an update of what we were talking about. 55 seconds here. Oakland takes their 2nd timeout. They have 1 remaining.
They don't, as I said before, they don't like the thought of playing 2 football games and not putting a single point on the board. They'll be grabbing for the football. That's all they can do now. And
the Raider defense has not played that poorly.
No.
You know, they have 7 sacks. They've held Denver's offense to around 225, 230 yards total offense. You know, that's not bad. That's a good outing for a defense.
But it's
they cannot generate any offense.
They really haven't most of the year. The first game that you and I did in Denver between the Broncos and Oakland was 9-7.
Right.
Denver winning that one. Last week they didn't score any points against Detroit. They did defeat Minnesota and Seattle, but they are not considered the defensive teams that a Denver is or a Detroit.
The Minnesota would be their best outing, I would think. Next week, New England against the Jets, Cleveland and Pittsburgh, Oakland and Kansas City, Cincinnati and Baltimore, Seattle and Houston. Those are the games on NBC. 2nd down and 6. And Barrows just holding onto the football with both hands. Then he went bouncing along the ground.
He looks like a mole out there. He's down on the ground crawling around. 43-42 counting down. There is the story. Unless something miraculous happens, the Oakland Raiders will be shut out 2 weeks in a row. And it goes back to what you say, 1961.
1961, 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Larry Canada is in the backfield. The Broncos must get off 1 more play. 6 seconds of the 30-second clock. And they talk about using the 30-second clock. There was 1 second remaining on the clock at the snap. Canada holds on to the football and time runs out. So that is it. The Denver Broncos shut out the Oakland Raiders 17-0, and Oakland now has gone 8 quarters, 4 in each of the last 2 ball games without putting a point on the board.
As you look at Tom Flores, the head coach, he and Danny Reeves shaking hands. For Tom Flores, they've got a lot of work to do. This Oakland Raider football team